Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to fuel up this ROGERS rocket flame. This is the second one of these lighters that I've had, and the other one was actually marked ROGERS rocket flame. Seems like it might have even had a graphic of a rocket on the bottom of it. Or this one just says ROGERS Japan, like it's some regular old lighter. But you open it up, you look at it, and you got that big brass snorkel on it up above your wick. So that tells you that that is a Petrol jet pipe lighter. We have fueled this up before, but I found it sitting over here on the workbench and thought, well, it's been a while since I messed around with it. Let's just see if I can fuel it up without causing vapor lock, and what kind of jet flame we can get out of this thing at the current moment. So I'll try not to overfill it. I think I'll go with about 6 droppers, and then we'll just see where we are at that point. This wadding looks a little bit stale. I'm not one of those that puts a lot of stock into that sort of thing. I know a lot of you do, and I'm not saying you're wrong. But if that is truly a factor that can have an impact on the way a lighter functions, and depending on how this one behaves and functions after we get it full here, I might want to consider putting some new wadding in there that might hold that fuel a little better, but we'll see. At the moment, I'm just more concerned about whether or not I can get it filled here without giving it vapor lock, without overfilling it to where the jet function does not operate properly. So we will see. I don't really think there was any design on this lighter. It just looks to be a high polished chrome that has taken some wear over time. Kind of looks like some stripes here and there, but I think that's just the wear that has been put upon it. It does have dents, dings, scratches, various and sundry blemishes. And we got enough fuel in it for it to light up there on the first time. But, oh, well, not for the jet to activate, but let that set and gather fumes for a few moments, and then we will try it again. It's a nice lighter though, and pretty much about the size of a Zippo, where the Beatty jets are a little bit fatter, shorter, a little bit more awkward in the hand. This is not identical, maybe a little bit taller. Well, maybe not. Really close in size to a Zippo. Now, whether or not the ROGERS rocket flame will work as a jet pipe lighter as well as the Beatty jet does, that's another story we will find out about, hopefully. Got our cigarette flame, and it's just not wanting to activate the pipe flame. So don't think we have overfilled it. Let's see if perhaps a little bit more fuel might hasten our ability to get that jet flame to activate and hiss out the front of that lighter. That's 2 drops. It's not like we didn't have fuel in the lighter. Just like it's not quite enough concentration in the tube. I don't know exactly what the engineering is behind that. It makes that tube, which is clogged on one end with a wick, and then gets heated, and that vapor from the fuel down in the tank somehow is concentrated and ignites into that torch flame. So as I was saying, pretty simple lighter, which does have some blemishes, but just marked Rogers and Japan. There's our stand-up cigarette flame. And it is just not wanting to activate that pipe flame. I mean, it has not hissed out a single not a single flaming tongue has jumped out of there. I don't know if that got clogged or if we still just don't quite have enough built up in there. But you know, it's one thing about vintage Petrol lighters. See lighters advertised on eBay all the time as that the seller is sure they will work if you just add flint and fuel. Well, that may be true, but you're probably going to have to dig the old flint out first. And then once you even have good flint and can fuel it up, there's just a million things about old lighters, different nuances and idiosyncrasies that you just never know. What might make one particular lighter behave and do things that you didn't even realize a Petrol lighter could do? At this point, I may be getting in danger of overfilling this. Hopefully, the wick is still not soaking wet. I'm going to put one more drop in it, and then we're going to try it again. And if that does not work, then I will set it aside, pull out the camera in the morning, and try it again without adding any fuel, and just see what the fuel volatility level or vapor lock tendencies or inability of the jet flame to ignite then might be. So here we go. Good stand-up flame, good cigarette flame. And then we get a little bit of a pipe flame. Not the strong hiss that you might have come to expect from a Beatty jet, but that was better than anything we have gotten off this ROGERS rocket flame yet here today. That is a flame that you could light a pipe with. It's not the strongest, not the greatest, not the sexiest, or the best looking. But it would function to ignite and suck down into your pipe. So I thought there for a minute that we might be splitting this off into 2 videos, but I think we were just a little short on fuel there at first. And we'll see whether we can get any stronger of a flame, any longer of a torch type flame out of this ROGERS rocket flame than what we've gotten so far. But like I said, not bad. Not as eye-catching as a Beatty jet, but functional nonetheless. Until next time.